they've gone as far left as Hasan Piker has, because they see that's where it's at.
The internal fight that's happening in the Democratic Party right now is electability versus enthusiasm.
The reasons why we highlight Spanberger is because it's buyer's remorse.
Finally, one of these libs got their hand caught in the cookie jar. What she wants to do is be able to like put all that in a box, turn the lock, bury the thing, and be like, oh, well, you know what happened. We made some mistakes. Wow, Woke 1 was crazy. Woke 2's crazier.
It's just better packaged.
Woke 2 thinks 9/11 was deserved. Wants to end Western civilization.
America has a powerful advantage: abundant oil and natural gas right here at home. But energy security requires more than energy in the ground. It requires sustained production, resilient supply chains, and importantly, modern infrastructure like pipelines that move energy to the places it's needed, to families, businesses, and communities. Energy security is not just about what we produce. It's about whether we can deliver it safely, reliably, and efficiently when people need it most. That's how America protects consumers, supports our economy, and leads from a position of energy strength. Learn more at EnergySecurityFramework.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
This program has become one of the most influential podcasts in America.
I love the personality. You guys are killing it. I just saw you're number one. So congratulations.
It's an honor and a pleasure to welcome the great Sean Hannity.
Guys, I love you. Congratulations on all your success.
This is why you listen to the Ruthless podcast, because nobody else would ask that question. The only political podcast worth listening to is the Ruthless podcast.
It's time for our main event.
The Ruthless podcast.
Good Tuesday to you. Welcome back to the Ruthless Variety Program. I'm Josh Holmes, along with Comfortably Smug and Michael Duncan. Johnny Smash Smasherton Ashbrook is out on assignment this week, but I think that means that you have the board, Duncan.
I'm going to be active.
Active board. So it's really like we do have a new cast member.
Right before we flipped on the cameras, I was, perusing.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. The board's changed a lot since I was
you
in,
last
in
had
control.
Yeah.
So, but
okay. So maybe some surprises.
Maybe stuff you've never heard before.
You just never know.
I don't know.
You just never know. It could be a lot of fun. One of the things that we've talked about here on the Ruthless Variety Program ever since the 2025 elections of Abigail Spanberger are there basically two distinct styles of candidates from Democrats that in practice are no different at all in terms of governing and what they believe, but they present differently. And one is the Mamdani version where they just tell you, like, we're going to steal all your stuff and you're going to have to, like, ask me, the government, for anything that it is that you do.
Say what you will about that. At least it's honest.
It's honest and it's straightforward. And the other is the Abigail Spanberger routine, which we've talked about in great detail, where they do all kinds of ads where they're like, I work across party lines. I'm a mom who had jobs. And
working with law enforcement.
Yeah,
like there's always something like that in their ads.
And then they show up the day after the election and do Zohran Mamdani's agenda. Right? So it's interesting because we wanted to give you a perspective on how this cycle has matured, because there's been a lot of Zohran Mamdanis in the course of the Democratic primary elections. They're all running that way. But many of them have now gotten nominations to states and districts. Frankly, they can't win if they keep doing the Zohran Mamdani routine. So there has been just a touch of Spanberger. So it's worth starting with a reminder of how Abigail Spanberger is being received in the Commonwealth of Virginia after presenting as Abigail Spanberger, the mom and jobs.
The Trojan horse play.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, yeah, I'm a moderate. Then she gets in and goes full Zohran. We'll see how that's going.
Yeah, clip 4. That's her at the 90th annual Old Fiddlers Convention in rural Virginia. She's being booed off the stage.
I added the sad trombone. Felt appropriate.
It did. Listen to that. It's aggressive.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And it's important to say, too, is like when it's an outdoor event like that and you hear the boos very clearly on a mic picking it up. In person, it must be deafening.
Absolutely
insane.
deafening. Yeah. But this is what you get, right? She sold probably many people in that crowd a version of the kind of sensible center of the road, work across party lines type person, maybe even in the mold of a Glenn Youngkin, the previous governor. And then ultimately what she did is 57 tax increases, ban your guns,
Day one literally was like, Virginia won't cooperate with ICE, and also elections are going to be out of control, free for all. We're not going to require IDs. Anything goes. I can get a ballot 6 months later. It goes to the Dem. Like, she went completely off the walls, left wing on day one.
Well, not just that, not just the far left wing agenda that she tried to put in place, but then also the gerrymandering plan.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they tried to take it all,
putting that before voters, and finally, one of these libs got their hand caught in the cookie jar.
Totally.
You know, and so like now people aren't just seeing how radical left wing they are. They're seeing what they would do with power itself.
And I think also it's important. You brought up that great example is because folks may have forgotten that like obscene attempted gerrymander. Obama came down in person for that and ran ads. There is like any illusion you had that there might be, there's a common sense.
They want what's best for us.
Obama's out there trying to be like, no, it's time, gerrymander.
Yeah.
Let the illegals vote.
I think it's interesting. I'm glad you mentioned that, Smug. We were talking about this the other day, Holmes. If you want to know how critical that gerrymandering plan was for where the Democratic Party wants to go in the future with their radical agenda, think about it this way. Barack Obama went out and endorsed Abigail Spanberger in this whole scheme, right? You know who he didn't endorse? Haley Stevens. Who used to work for him.
Dude, that's
who was up on television with ads being like, I worked for Barack Obama, yada, yada, yada. Obama couldn't get off his ass. He can do Larry David. He can do Larry David's new show, but he can't get off his ass to endorse Haley Stevens, who used to work for him, because he could read the tea leaves. He knew Abdul El-Sayed was going to win that thing.
Yep.
It tells you where the mood of the party is.
And also the mood of Obama Inc.
Yeah.
Like the pod bros who are out there going as far left as they possibly can. Because they ran as moderates, telling everyone their show exists because they've convinced people that like Obama won because of us. Nobody believes that shit. But like they've gone as far left as Hasan Piker has, because they see that's where it's at. And Obama's bagman Eric Holder is out there making money on this gerrymandering. So that's why he's on that case. There is no sensible middle-of-the-road leadership left. The culling has already happened. It's only psychopaths here.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. But one of the reasons why we highlight Spanberger is because it's buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
And that does us no good for the future of the country. You don't get tricked and then show up and be upset about it. And Ruthless exists for a couple of reasons, so you don't get tricked.
Yep.
Here's what all of these psychopaths are starting to do to try to reset where we all know their heart is and what they've said throughout a Democratic primary season. Let's start with the master of ceremonies, AOC. Next clip.
I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's it.
Oh.
Ha ha ha! We burned your cities to the ground. Ha 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 ha! Woke one is crazy. Ha ha ha! Your kids couldn't get into college. Ha ha ha! Hilarious.
Yeah.
You couldn't get employed. You couldn't run a business. We burned your cities to the ground. We reworked the justice system so nobody could be prosecuted. We let crime run rampant. We injected you with shots that you don't need. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
That's the thing. It's like the meme of like, not only are leftists doing all this, they are laughing and reveling in your misery. Like to her, look at that's perfect image for our folks on YouTube. For audio only, you need to go to the YouTube. You need to subscribe because she's laughing. They're laughing at you. Woke one was it was essentially just a government takeover patronage system. This whole DEI thing, DEI was not about, we're trying to help underrepresented. No, that was a patronage system. We're trying to help people. It was the vast majority of this is the funniest thing, is you look at polling and one of the strongest bases of support that Democrats have cultivated over the past 20 years is college-educated white women. And who was the number one recipient of DEI? Well, it wasn't inner-city black communities. It was college-educated white women.
Yeah.
So this was a patronage system from the beginning. The reason they're laughing is because they already got the money. They got what they wanted. They had conservatives kicked off of social networks. They had them debanked. They had conservatives put on terror watch lists because moms would show up to school board meetings. And to them, that's funny.
Well, and they exploited that. Like Rahm Emanuel used to always say, never let a good crisis go to waste. They exploited that COVID era to not just do all of those horrible things to people, but like to Smug's point, ingratiate themselves and shower money on all of their favored constituencies.
Yeah, don't forget ESG.
ESG.
Yep.
And the way that they let the teachers unions hold our kids hostage for 2 years. I mean, like a generation of learning loss that may never recover.
Yep.
And what she wants to do is be able to like put all that in a box, turn the lock, bury the thing, and be like, oh, well, you know what happened? We made some mistakes.
That's the thing.
You know
what the scariest part about that is? Calls it woke one.
Yeah.
Meaning there's sequels.
Well, we're witnessing the sequels.
And this is what the sequel is.
Right.
Right. And what I'm guessing, based on a number of other clips we're about to play, is that woke 2, same thing in terms of what it is that we want to accomplish. But woke 2, we need to present a little bit better. We can't come right at it like this. They're not going to just allow us to firebomb their cities and create crime and mayhem and nonsense and patronage systems and all of these things. We need to present like we're not going to do that before we do that. That's the Abigail Spanberger routine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at El-Sayed, who I think is in the current iteration of woke 2,
perfect example,
is the example.
Because like he's on stage with all the DSA people, but they know when he's interviewed, he's like, oh, well, you know, I'm not DSA. You look around him, it's all DSA line people. It's Hasan Piker. Yeah. It's all the worst people. It's Ilhan Omar. Everyone's showing up to his rallies. And he's like, well, I'm not DSA. Because that's the thing is he's waiting to laugh at you like AOC did. He wants to get into office and then they want to laugh at you.
And then they want to laugh at you. If you have any question, watch this clip.
You know, you face scrutiny for campaigning with socialist streamer Hasan Piker, who has made a series of inflammatory comments, as you well know, including saying America deserved 9/11, describing Hamas as a lesser evil than Israel. Do you plan to continue to campaign with Hasan Piker in the general election campaign?
Look, I'm less concerned now with who I'm campaigning with, a lot more concerned about who I'm campaigning to. We got a lot of work to do to continue to build the coalition that's going to beat Mike Rogers.
Would you welcome him, though? On the campaign trail with
like I said, I'm a lot more focused on who I'm campaigning to. So I think we have this notion sometimes on shows like this that we cannot or should not talk to certain groups of people. And I'll tell you that the 3 million people who listen to Hasan are people I want to make sure understand that there's a pathway into our politics around getting money out of politics so we can keep money back in pockets and pass Medicare for all. And so I'm going to continue to have the conversations with those folks who we desperately need to reach out to.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because he obviously didn't answer the question, didn't want to talk about is obvious. I mean, he was at a pool party with Hasan Piker the night before the election instead of campaigning. Like, we don't have any question about whether he's going to be campaigning or is totally aligned with somebody like Hasan Piker. The only question is how you answer that question, and that gives us everything. The Medicare for All thing, which is an interesting pivot point where they clearly have found some polling that they think they can drag your Marxists into more of a mainstream leftist Democratic Party.
Even the phrasing of it, they're calling it Medicare for All.
Yeah.
They're not calling it what it actually is socialized health care destroying all private healthcare options.
Yeah,
they can't say that.
Which any sensible doctor would get the fuck out of there.
Bingo.
Like you would find the most underserved populations all over this country overnight if you were to do something like that. However, him picking up on that in this next clip is interesting to me. Go.
Medicare free and universal if you increase taxes. So if you are elected and make this push, would you need to increase taxes?
As I've said across this campaign, I am for taxing billionaires their wealth.
What about people who make less than $1 billion and less than $1 million, though, Dr. El-Sayed? What about people making less than $1 million?
So for the average person, and you look at your W-2, if you're an employee who gets paid every 2 weeks or 4 weeks, after you pay your taxes, the next biggest check that comes off the top of your pay stub is to your health insurance company. So imagine instead of paying that to your health insurance company, whose CEO makes $20 million a year, instead you paid a little bit more in taxes for healthcare that you wouldn't lose if you lost your job or.
Okay.
There's some interesting.
She's like, here's the thing is, so everyone's going to get their taxes raised. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire, millionaire, if you make less than $1 million, you're going to get your taxes raised, right? And he's like, so here's the thing. There's a millionaire out there.
Yeah.
Not going to answer your question of how you have just admitted everyone's taxes go up. Yep. Everyone's going to go up in this boondoggle. Your private health care is going to be gone. And the boldness of these fucking people after Obamacare has driven your costs up, to get out there and be like, no, you don't understand.
Double
Not far
down.
enough. We are doubling, tripling. The robbery is about to begin. Let us in.
Yeah. No, I mean, the math part of it is completely hilarious too. And then he's like, oh, well, after you pay your taxes, the largest thing in there is the healthcare insurance payment. And, those of us, what is it, like 70% of the country plus gets their health insurance through their employer. And it's like, oh, yeah, well, I look at a W-2 and I see like the tax and I understand every couple of weeks taxes come out, except for the fact that 75% of this country gets it refunded every April.
Yeah.
Right.
And they don't pay any fucking taxes whatsoever. And then you do have the healthcare, which does become the largest expenditure you have on that list, right? But he's going to reverse the order where all of a sudden you're paying the taxes, you're not paying the Medicare, so you get shitty fucking coverage. You're paying the same thing, except you can't see a doctor at all.
Yes.
And you get no coverage at all. You have no options at all. And it's really not about healthcare at all.
No.
Yeah.
It's about the government control
Yes.
of everything. If you have to go to the government for your healthcare decisions, you have to go there for everything. You already need to drive a car, to own a house, to even manage your own property, to do any facet of life. And that is what the ultimate goal is here, is to try to drive every touch of decision making. Everything from owning and running a business to working in a business to getting your own health care. Part of the government mandate that you have to go to them.
Which nobody wants.
Nobody
wants that. Right? Which is why, and I think this lays it bare, he has to resort to the class warfare thing of like, oh, well, there's a rich guy who exists, and that's why you have to accept this shitty health care. You know what I mean? Like when their sales pitch has completely fallen flat, that's always their last resort is like, but rich people exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to raise your taxes, but this guy exists, so you got to be okay with it.
And like,
dude, you're right. That's it. It's all 100% this kind of like resentment shit.
Yeah.
Of being like,
it's better off that everybody else has shittier health care, right? Yeah. As long as you can point to that guy and say, well, he's the problem.
Yeah.
Everybody else ends up poor. And like since the beginning of Marxism, this has always been the trade-off. We'll all just be poor, but there'll be less rich people to be angry at.
They're like, listen, all we got to do is kill the czars and things get better. Millions continue to die. They're like, shit. All right, let's just try it again.
I think there was a stat years ago, the last time this was a real thing in the Democratic Party, where you could zero out every billionaire in the country, zero them out, like take everything, like the cereal out of their cupboard type stuff. And it wouldn't get within a quarter of paying for Medicare for all of the whole thing, which lays bare the whole philosophy in and of itself. You zero all those people out, that's fine, but all those jobs and all those like businesses and everything else go with it. And so does your job, and so does your income, and so does any sort of economic activity whatsoever. And you've confiscated it for maybe 3/4 of a year. So until October of year one, you got great free healthcare that nobody wants to provide. And then after that, you have this massive problem where the country collapses.
I mean, that's the whole the whole basis of these people is they're not concerned at all about the numbers adding up. They're not concerned at all of like, oh, you'll get a better, after tax take home. They don't care about those numbers.
They don't.
What they care about is the power. They care about you got to go through them if you want to see a doctor. And to go through them, you have to say what they want you to say. You have to say, "Oh, I support glorious leader El-Sayed."
Yeah.
That's how you get to see a doctor. Oh, we found a Facebook photo of you wearing a MAGA hat. I think you're going to get turned down. You can't take your kid to the hospital. That's not going to work.
Or even worse, you show up with your kid and they're like, I don't know, looks like a boy, but feels like he wants to be a girl.
Yeah.
Because that's part of our ideology too.
Well,
when they're 8, we need to tell you about your options.
I think it's important.
God,
let's not pretend like that's not real.
That's California today.
Yeah.
I think it's important in light of that AOC clip where she's like, wow, woke 1 was crazy. Woke 2 is crazier.
It's just better packaged.
Woke 2 thinks 9/11 was deserved. Wants to end Western civilization.
That's directly from the DSA charter.
Right.
That's straight from that charter.
Like, her whole strategy there is to say, well, all that stuff's in the past. All that crazy woke stuff. No. The stuff that's coming now is even crazier.
And you know what? It's the same shit that they've been doing when you see these idiots on campuses, because that's where all these pieces of garbage come from, is they're all campus rats, is they're the same ones who are like, well, true Marxism's never been tried.
Yeah.
Oh, well, woke 1, forget about woke 1. That wasn't, forget about woke 1.
They'll lecture people who fled behind the Iron Curtain about how it actually works in communist society.
It's true. It's what they do. Well, it leads us to our question of the day. When you like and subscribe to the Ruthless Friday program, we read all of your comments and get back to the very next episode. A question of the day today, picking up off of AOC, is what's the worst thing about woke 1? We mentioned a few of them, but there's a lot of them in there that we just left on the cutting room floor. Interested in your answers, and when you do, we'll get back to you the very next episode. When we come back, a lot of people on the left that have just voted for all of these psychos who are trying to Abigail Spanberger, they're not interested in that. And this is the delicate balance that these Marxists have to do because, well, as it turns out, their radical views are coming out in the open and they're still talking about it, which if you listen, you'll know what it is that they end up doing if they're elected in November, right after this.
Washington politicians are always getting in your wallet. Now they're messing with your credit card. Your credit card and the security it offers are under attack. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would change the nation's payment system to benefit corporate megastores like Walmart and Target at the expense of everyday Americans. Credit cards keep your payments secure and provide rewards that families use to help make everyday purchases more affordable. The Durbin-Marshall mandates would let corporate megastores cut corners on credit card processing, routing transactions over cheaper, untested networks with weaker security and fewer protections. That means higher risk of fraud, greater chance of stolen personal data, and the loss of rewards programs, just so corporate megastores can pocket billions of dollars in higher profits. Tell Congress to guard your card. Visit guardyourcard.com to take action and learn more.
Okay, so, well, I mean, we couldn't resist a temptation to give the old show me your hog a little bit more airtime. It's been a little bit.
Long time.
Been a little bit. Remember, he was a part of the DNC. They threw him out because he actually did have the hand on the pulse of the leftist electorate that was about to give us all these candidates. And they were like, no, we're going to try to pretend like none of that's true. And so they threw him out. Well, he's back, and he's talking about a lot of things with some credibility because frankly, he was right about where the Democrat electorate was. They're crazy town. And he was just sort of mirroring that back. Well, he's got a message that runs in stark contrast to the Abigail Spanberger routine. You ought to hear clip 5.
There's been an argument that they need to moderate or concern over what that's going to look like should they succeed, or that they may not succeed, that they might be defeated by Republicans despite them not doing well in the polling either. What would you say to the moderates in your party who feel that way?
I would say to the moderates in our party, you need to figure out how to actually offer something new to voters that isn't just the same message that you gave them in 2024. Increasingly, the reason why the establishment of our party is being defeated over and over and over again is it's because they don't have the right values that are aligned with not just the Democratic base, but the American people, where people are sick and tired of listening to Democrats who tell them all the reasons why they can't solve their problems. If you can't solve our problems, you shouldn't be running for office.
Sweet internet connection too.
Yeah, that's important to point out for our audio only people. It's because his connection sucks. It's not us.
Yeah.
But socialist internet right there.
Just real quick, it's also interesting of how his thinking on this is, if you as a Democrat can't tell you how government can solve all my problems, we're just not interested.
Yeah.
That's going to be failure. That just is the best paved road to failure in history. Of why can't government solve my problems? Brother, they are the problem.
They are
That's
the problem.
why.
Reagan had it right. Yeah. I mean, it is the deduction of the first segment that we talked about.
Yep.
The ultimate goal there is to everything go through the government.
Yep.
You know, you can't walk your dog without some kind of a dog pee permit. I mean, that is basically the sum and substance of where they're at in terms of control of your everyday life. But now you've got these other people who are trying to be like, I don't know, we just want to have free health care. And then Hogg's like, no, this is what we actually want. And when you see the rest of the activists left and the way that they behave, you can understand pretty clearly the direction that the rest of these candidates are ultimately going to end up going, despite the rhetoric that they're going to give you in the next 90 days.
I mean, he says it straight up right there. He was like, I and the party have zero interest in these moderates now.
Well, I think
they want all no brakes on this train. They just want full craziness.
I think if you really simply had to boil it down, the internal fight that's happening in the Democratic Party right now is electability versus enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the moderate Democrats who look at the polling and they're like, I don't know. This seems like a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they wouldn't publicly say Al-Sayed can't win. They're looking at the polls.
Yep.
They know what it looks like. And then you have the grassroots DSA people being like, it doesn't matter. The platform doesn't matter. Electability doesn't matter. That's all a myth. It's about enthusiasm.
Yeah.
It's about mobilizing our base. And those two things are in tension.
They are.
Right?
Yep.
In all of these stories. But like David Hogg very clearly is throwing it in with the enthusiasm people.
No question about it. But if you look at the way that the activist base behaves, and there's a couple of great little anecdotes that popped up here over the last couple of days. There's an anti-rent radical and a Mamdani pal.
Hell yeah.
Kind of like
I love it already.
It's kind of like a housing guru for Mamdani. And the New York Post wrote this up. Who's squatting in her Brooklyn apartment. She's a Nepo baby. Apparently her father won like multiple Grammys.
And dude, this is what we've said on the show so many times. It's like again and again and again. All these like, I'm a communist, fighter on the front lines. They're always rich as hell.
Yeah.
We're given everything and they're just a failure of a child. And it's like, wow, my parents succeeded. It can't be because they worked hard. It's got to be luck. And the reason I didn't is because of capitalism in America. This is always the case.
I'm shocked that these fail sons and daughters who never learned the value of a hard day work have become socialists.
Yeah, it's weird,
right?
right?
That's crazy.
Pop up that graphic 3. All right, so that's her on the left there in a universal rent control.
I mean, she looks exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, for audio only, yes. That is exactly who you anticipated.
Yeah.
They look like you can smell them through the screen.
Yeah, for sure. In the upper right picture, that's her in a suit and tie just to the camera, the left of Mamdani there with a hold bad landlords accountable message. And then below that, well, that's her with her Grammy Award winning father who produced
That's her at the Grammys. Again, because these are all the children of rich people who are failures. And they associate that failure not with, hey, maybe I should look inward. They're like, it's got to be everything else in the world that's bad, not me.
Yeah. So she's framing herself as a champion of the proletariat. Tracy Rosenthal is this lady's name. She grew up in a trendy $1.7 million nomad pad with elite access to the music industry. Her dad was a part of
a 4-time Grammy
David
winner.
Bowie, the Ramones, Blondie, Lou Reed. Good
Sick.
God, the sick stuff.
That's
Sonic
awesome.
Youth, Foo Fighters, and Coldplay. I mean, he's got a really good roster there.
Yeah.
But anyway, despite her first-class upbringing, she's been on a 4-year rent strike since moving back to New York City. Get this. She hasn't paid rent.
4 years?
I think it's like 6.
Come on.
No, for real. I mean, this
over $100,000 behind on rent. This is all in the New York Post. And the building that she has refused to pay rent in went to foreclosure. The guy who owned it eventually lost the building to foreclosure. And that's the thing. Is so she's essentially one of these like Mamdani rent gurus that he's listening to. She wrote this book called Abolish Rent. It's just straight up, okay? And
then didn't pay it.
Yeah, what it led to is, well, the building went broke. And here's the thing is a lot of very smart people have looked at Mamdani's plan for rent control and way beyond the rent control that New York has had on the books. And the purpose of it, folks, is exactly what you're seeing here. All of it is designed to find people who own property and be like, nice building you got here. Would be a real shame if we had to come through and seize it. So they force these people into foreclosure by encouraging tenants, hey, look, if you don't pay rent, we're not going to throw you out. Go ahead, do it. Bankrupt these fucking people, and then the city seizes the building.
Yeah.
This is their plan. This millionaire brat who's been handed every opportunity in life, but is such a fucking failure, can't do anything with that, is like leading the charge on essentially it's just stealing property. That's all these fucking communists have ever wanted, and that's all they'll ever want is their failures of people who want to steal your shit.
And these blue cities let them get away with it.
That's it.
Well, and you can hear it in the campaign slogans, which is everything. We had it at the federal level too, where they were talking about federally reducing the ability of the landlord to enforce evictions. Like you can't actually kick people out of their apartments. Now, New York City, I think, with Mamdani is a cut above.
Dude, it is unbelievable the levels you have to go through to try to evict someone in New York. Like, it is truly mind-boggling.
Well, you just move in, as evidenced by this lady. She has $108,000 on her unit alone. She just hasn't paid. And she's advocating for not paying rent. And it's like,
dude, I mean, think about that. That in and of itself. I mean, God, give me the confidence of a person who hasn't paid rent in 6 years writing a book called Abolish Rent. like, how do you get away with that? Do you think she was like, no, this is critical to the book research. I obviously can't pay rent.
Yeah, I can't be a hypocrite.
Dude, do you want to know what a failure this lady is?
What do you got?
Age 39. This is all from the New York Post, by the way. Oh. Age 39, who pridefully posed for a snap on Karl Marx's grave during a trip to London and didn't piss on it, which would be like, if I had to go there, that'd be my Instagram. Sang the blues about what she claimed were horrendous conditions she had to endure in 2021. She is a millionaire heiress child who's complaining and not paying her rent, out there taking Instagram photos with Karl Marx's grave, writes a book in 2024, Abolish Rent, saying, quote, we pay rent at the peril of our need and at the barrel of a gun. Honestly, I fucking wish, dude. I wish New York was like, if you don't pay, if you're getting kicked out, the cops will show up and kick you out, because that's not happening. And when that doesn't happen, this is what you get. $100,000 she's refusing to pay, telling everyone, stop paying your rent, with the pure intent of having buildings go into bankruptcy so the city can seize them and then turn them into Mamdani.
There's one more little vignette that you need to see. The more inflammatory techniques she pushed included camping outside of the landlord's home, shaming them in front of their neighbors, friends, and family, leaving really bad Yelp reviews, quote unquote, and even crashing their children's weddings.
What?
Something she brazenly did with a tenant union in Beverly Hills in 2023.
This
went to some dude out there. Basically, he's probably invested like a big part of his life in a building, and she shows up at their children's wedding to protest not paying rent.
His crime, to be clear, was giving her a roof over her head. Like, think about that. Yeah. He puts a roof over the head of this fucking brat. She shows up to try to ruin his kid's wedding, and it gets even worse. It says Rosenthal, who posted, quote, death to America the night Mamdani clinched the...
Come on.
Yeah.
These people are like comic book villains.
I know.
Like, what's it going to take for Marco Rubio to round her up? Because this feels like justification. You put her on a plane and she's got to go.
I personally, you know what? I blame her parents.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Yeah.
It's good work, Michael. That's probably right. But just in case you thought that was a one-off, There's another perfect example of this out of LA. Of course, Wolf's going to surface anything out of California. So here we go.
Here we go.
This is from the LA Times. LA homeless provider has paid a CEO who lives in Hawaii $1.6 million in salary, vacation over the past 2 years. Let me just read a couple of things. We use it as a jumping off.
This is insane.
As public spending on homelessness has come under increasing scrutiny, which, by the way, let me just stop there. Only reason why it's come under increased scrutiny is Spencer Pratt.
Right.
There is no other reason why that would have ever come up. It's not like Gavin Newsom had a problem with it. It's
Bingo.
not like anybody in the Democratic-controlled legislature
It's
had
not
a
like
problem with
Nithya
it.
Raman woke up one day and she's like, I got to blow the horn on this thing I'm in charge of that I'm failing at.
Yeah, that's it.
Nobody gave a shit until Spencer Pratt was like, hey, you burned down my house. There's fentanyl zombies for blocks downtown.
Right.
And there's a whole NGO scheme to launder money to all of your friends. What the hell's all that?
Meanwhile, like the LA Times and everybody locally was supposed to hold them all accountable. Never had any interest at all until you like jammed it down the throat of a national electorate that looked at LA and was like, what the hell are you doing here? So that's the increased scrutiny.
Bingo.
Anyway, that nonprofit that runs domestic violence shelters in Southern California.
Also, can we pause 1 second? Of all the groups to be stealing money, dude, the Grinch would hear that and be like, have some fucking class. You're stealing money from domestic, he's like, what are we doing here, dude? I just take Christmas presents. You're stealing from domestic violence people?
It's like as shameful as like rigging the Special Olympics.
Yeah,
you know, like
no, it's horrific. Anyway, so it's in Southern California. Paid its CEO lives in Hawaii, more than $1.6 million of salary, vacation pay, and other compensation over the last 2 years of tax filings, a sum that's several times larger than the compensation of executives running similar organizations. In the nonprofit's 2024 tax form, the latest to be made public, Carol Adelkoff, I think is the name, Chief Executive Officer of the 1736 Family Crisis Center, earned $742,000. Adelkoff earned more than that the year before, according to forms, when she pocketed $907,000, including a $495,000 bonus, a number that exceeded her base pay at the time.
Jeez.
Dude, this is like banker money. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How is she getting what metric can you cite when it comes to homelessness in California that, like, guess what? You get a bonus. Homelessness has only gone up.
and
that's the point, is it's not fighting homelessness. It's not about providing shelter to victims of domestic violence. It's about the money. It's a scheme.
And if you call it the Family Crisis Center, you can't be working remote from Hawaii. It's either a crisis or it's not a crisis.
It's either a crisis or it's not. It seems like it's self-evident that you're leading a crisis. You need to
Crises generally are not managed remotely.
Here's the most outrageous part, dude. A 50-year-old family crisis center brings in about $15 million in revenue. Nearly all of it is taxpayer money from government grants.
Come on.
That's it.
Here it is.
That's the thing. Dude, like, Spencer went in on it. Nick Shirley went on it last December. The amount of money that is being stolen from hardworking Americans who are just paying their taxes and being eaten up by the government, doling it out to these NGOs, is disgusting. The amount that you saw happening in Minnesota, it made your stomach turn, but like, California is the belly of the beast. Yeah. It is horrific. They get $15 million in revenue. We need, Dr. Oz, everybody, helicopter in there. We need handcuffs and we need clawbacks.
Yeah.
That money needs to come back. She's got a place in Hawaii. We should take that too. Okay? Like, this is crazy. Homelessness goes up. You're not helping domestic violence people by handing $500,000 to a lady in Hawaii. That money got to come back. It's taxpayer money. These people got to be held accountable, because until everyone in this country sees folks doing this shit, taking taxpayer money and stealing it, until people see them in handcuffs and crying, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening.
Yeah. I mean, how can you ask people to pay taxes when this shit goes on?
Dude, it's an insult.
94% of their income came from taxpayers. I mean, just absolutely shocking, disgusting, dirty, filthy, disgusting. as our great
We
president.
need to crack down. I want to I want to see handcuffs. I want to see this lady crying. I want a lot of these people in Minnesota and California getting marched into paddy wagons and crying. And we need that footage out there because it's going to keep going. I can't fathom how much this is happening.
You just can't do it. You can't do it. So an interesting story, I think, Duncan, you flagged.
I did.
Of course, the Bulwark is going to put this spin on it. I don't know if any of this is true, but like Sam Stein at the Bulwark, they did this thing that was called Did MAGA Infiltrate the Green Party in Michigan? And what they did is give us a little vignette into a Zoom, which I think basically consummated what the nomination process for the Green Party.
And real quick before we get into this, you would, listeners and viewers, you would not be getting this story if Ashbrook was here because he's friends with Sam Stein.
Oh, come on.
That's outrageous.
You can't attack him in his absence.
But Duncan's got the whole dish on this.
Well, so you're right, Holmes. It's incredible framing. The word infiltrate is doing a ton of work because it didn't seem very hard. Just to provide some color here from the article. The Green Party of Michigan held a nominating convention over Zoom. Deirdre, who's this the subject of the piece, dialed in to the convention but kept his camera off the entire time. 2 hours into the video, which the party posted online, he was called upon. Quote, "I might not be in the right place right now," he said. "I tried to reach out. I found a spot online, but I was hoping to elect myself for the U.S. Rep in District 7. Again, District 7 in Michigan, this is like a majority maker district. You would think this would be a situation that even the Green Party would be taking seriously given the implications for the future of our country. Nope. I don't know if you guys already ran the nominations. This guy is clearly telling you he knows nothing of this process. He's not even quite clear he's in the right place. So how does it all go down here? One man asked Diedrich if he was registered for the Green Party. The answer was no.
Dude, this rules.
I was working on getting the party work and everything filled out. I didn't know the right spot to get it sent in, but I could have it dropped off. Like, this is the most low effort.
This is amazing.
You could possibly imagine somebody caring about the political process.
Also, can I give him, I want to give him a shout out. When you don't turn the camera on and we've had business meetings and stuff on Zoom right here. And like, if I don't turn the camera on, it's because I don't give a fuck. Like, it's probably like 9 a.m. I haven't jumped in the shower yet. I'm wearing a ball cap. I'm not getting on camera. You know what I mean? Like, there's no better way.
In the car, it's disrespectful.
I cannot make it more clear. I don't give a fuck that my camera's off, dude. Like, on this Zoom, you're not getting the camera, dude.
You're not getting the camera.
Shout out to this kid.
Well, he didn't really want it, but this went on and it got even better.
It went on. Eventually it turns to like what the Green Party is about and like their platform. And more from the article. There wasn't much talk of climate change these days, he noted. Quote, "So that's really just what I'm most interested in." When someone else asked for Diedrich to elaborate a bit on his platform, the discussion was briefly derailed by talk about whether Barrett, that's the Republican, Tom Barrett, was actually still running or not. They don't really know.
Parentheses, he is and just won the GOP nomination.
By the time the conversation thread picked back up, someone on the call made a motion to nominate Diedrich.
The guy.
Hell yeah, dude.
They're like, this guy, he totally passed the vet. All right, so skipping ahead. At that point, one of the men who had just nominated Diedrich noted that he can vouch for him. He didn't explain why, only adding, "I'm glad to have anyone under 30.
That was the prerequisite. Holy cats. So this happened?
Yes.
So he got it. He got the nomination. Bro rolled up like,
here's
the Zoom.
Here's the end. "Welcome to the ballot, Shane," said one woman. A yay can be heard in the background. "Thank you guys very much," said Diedrich. "I appreciate your patience with me. I look forward to winning."
Dude, to me, this is even better than, what was the name of that guy? Was it Calvin Green? Alvin Green?
Alvin Green.
Yeah.
Alvin Green at least showed up on camera.
Yeah.
This kid's not even doing that effort.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I fully support what this guy is doing. Is you've got a party here that's just a piece of garbage. These are garbage people. And it's such a blatant joke that they're like, We're going to nominate on Zoom.
Well, because
camera off nomination is wild, dude.
Dude, all the low effort lunatics, they're in the DSA. They're part of the Democratic Party. This is the rest of the farm system of the far left, is the Green Party. This is all they have left.
Incredible.
I think this. Hold on. There's couple of comments that are hilarious in the conversation. One man who hadn't spoke up at one point chimed in with concerns. I think this whole procedure is kind of rushed and hurried. He explained.
Boo.
It opens the door to having people come in and tell us all the things we want to hear when they turn out to be MAGA, and then they trash our party. They trash us. It's a completely reasonable question for sure, Diedrich replied, without denying that he was a plant.
Also,
yes, sir.
This is okay. So this is serious advice. If you ever find yourself in a situation, whether you are or are not a plant, and are asked if you're a plant, never confirm or deny it. Ever. There's never a situation where you get a better result by confirming or denying that you're a plant.
That's an excellent
question. Good question.
I love this activist.
Maybe something interesting is going to be a little mysterious.
This activist hypothetical is that, well, anyone could just come onto our Zoom and wow us with all of their skill. And it's like, that's what you got out of this? This guy, Diedrich, this guy wowed you. Based on what?
Dude, also, what a confession to be like, here's the thing is we're all stupid as fuck. Someone could roll up on the Zoom and take over. And we can't do anything about it because we're all just dumb.
And then some hard on after that is like, you make good points, but I nominate Diedrich.
Yeah. Dude,
that guy. The guy that
I want to follow this kid's political career.
I mean, it's going to be fantastic.
It's awesome.
I do want to follow up on this. Somebody needs to do a follow-up interview because it's going to be gold.
Welcome to the ballot, Shane. These people are idiots.
I look forward to winning. You guys want some animal news?
Yes.
Always.
All right. So Cornell, the esteemed Ivy League school up there in upstate New York, Ithaca.
Yeah. Ithaca is gorgeous. That's what they say.
They have a lot of, it is a gorgeous part of the country, no question about it. But, like any Ivy League school, they have all kinds of rules and regulations. They've thought of almost anything in order to hem in their students from taking any activity whatsoever, unless, of course, it's like pro-Hamas or, Marxism or whatever. You can let that go. But anything else that anybody normal in this country would do, you basically need a permit for it.
Sure.
Well, there was a team of students, according to Fox News, that tested the boundaries of Cornell. And as they report, Cornell University has added a new rule banning the process of wild game in school kitchens months after two students went viral for carving a bear in a dormitory kitchen.
Do we have any footage or anything? Technical stuff?
Where's the rug? That's what Smug wants.
Yeah, that's the question. Did they keep the pelt intact or not?
Well, maybe they'll hear this and they'll facilitate a rug. Anyway, processing wild game and animals in community kitchens is strictly prohibited, the school's new policy states. The school confirmed to the newspaper that the rule's addition was a direct response to this incident, which saw two students drag the carcass of a black bear they had killed into Cornell's Ganadago Hall for preparation. One of those students, Aaron Chin, revealed himself as one of the butchers on a podcast a few months after the incident.
Wait, this kid is doing podcasts after this? We didn't get him? Technical staff. Number one, get the video. Number two, get the kid.
Yeah, the kid.
We want to zoom this hero in.
Well, Chin explained that he and his hunting partner, a fellow Cornell student, had planned on bringing the bear from the hunting grounds located roughly 2 hours from the school's friends.
From the school to a friend's house.
To a friend's house to prepare it, but they claimed that the friend had an emergency that left them unable to use his home. So Chin also said that before bringing the bear meat on the campus, he and his partner ensured that they weren't breaking any campus rules. We were really diligent at reading all the rules and regulations, Chin told the Meat Eater podcast.
I mean, I love this. Finally, these students on college campuses are exploiting the student handbook to do productive things. Usually they're trying to find some wiggle room to harass Jewish students or support Hamas. So finally, we're doing something great on our college campuses, and that is owning the vegans and vegetarians.
Yeah, well, the school even went to New York's Department of Environmental Conservation, who visited the kitchen where the carving took place and found that the agency found no code violations. So they had to change.
They knew what they were doing.
On these boys.
So here's the thing: is a lot of folks. I don't know. Do you remember that old it's not an old wives' tale. It was an urban legend of like, if you have a roommate in your dorm die, you get straight A's. You guys remember that?
Yeah. If you get hit by a bus,
things
you
like
get straight A's. Yeah.
They need a rule that's real of if you kill a bear and prep it, you're now a professor. like bachelor done, straight A's done. Because here's the thing is, if we're being honest, the lives that, I mean, we highlighted that idiot kid earlier who wants like rent communism. These are actual Ivy League kids who are doing great things.
They're entrepreneurial.
It's becoming harder and harder. Like all you're hearing is about they come out of these Ivy League factories and they're like, seize the means of production. It's like, what? I thought you were supposed to be smart. You were always told the Ivy League people are smart. You got a bear and you not only bagged the bear, which is not an easy task first off, and how did their buddy who's like, you can bring it to my lodge and chop it up, be like, oh no, emergency came up. Bro, I hated those people in college so much who wanted to be like part of the plan.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm totally in. I'm 100% in. And then it's Friday and like, no, actually I can't. Dude,
bad news.
Those people suck.
Yeah.
But they found a way and they brought it to campus and they were smart enough to be like, we're going to look at the rules handbook. Because we know this place is crawling with libs and all they want to do is like, according to rule 4.2.3. Nope, they did it. Dude, the school called in like the New York Department of Sanitation or some shit. And they're like, actually, this is great. They did it perfect. They carved this bear up. Everything was to code.
Smug, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If they sent us, if we get in contact.
With Mr. Chin.
Aaron Chin. Shout out Aaron Chin and your buddy.
If they sent us some bear meat, would you eat it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, good.
All right, here we go.
So Duncan is a legit chef.
They've made sausages.
Yeah.
You can a big bear sausage.
You can.
Which, like, I grew up in this territory where this is done, and they're pretty good.
Well, as long as it's not like a trash bear.
No.
Not spring bears, but fall bears, if they've had nuts
Can't be a trash
and
bear.
stuff, and if they're eating fruit, I've heard the meat's actually good.
Are you talking about like if they come out of hibernation, they're like pre-hibernation?
Well, no, just the bears that go just sit in a landfill and eat garbage.
You don't want those.
You don't want that.
But I'm thinking like, if you get a
a
bear,
land carp.
Yeah.
I don't know what the laws and regulations are on when you can shoot a bear, but like my thinking would be, because bears are like gorging
rug first.
Right before they go in to their cave to go to sleep. They're like the foie gras goose, dude. Like they've been stuffed. They're ready to rock. That's when you want to get them. And, I mean, this kid and his buddy are so impressive. I want them on the show. I want to hear the story. I want to see the pelt. I want to see.
He wants to steal
because
the pelt.
The thing is, it's not theft.
He wants to steal it.
It's not theft. It's a gift. It's a gift, because clearly he seems like a good kid with his head on his shoulders.
Okay, you've buttered him up enough.
No, because he killed a bear and he's processing it for meat.
Okay.
And a lot of college kids, rightfully so, are like, the cost of living is expensive. He said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill a fucking bear. I'm going to have 500 pounds of meat. You know how many burritos you're making out of a bear?
Audience, he's not doing this for you. He's doing this for him.
A bear burrito is what? 3 pounds? Chipotle can't do that.
Aaron, give him the pelt.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
You just give him the pelt so he'll stop.
Just give him the pelt. Anyway, it's a good story. All right, I saw this video and I had to find out a little bit more of it because it was crazy. It was about a soccer player that, they all do their celebrations. We saw a whole bunch of it during FIFA World Cup and all of that. But this soccer player had a sort of an unfortunate circumstance. Clip 6. There he is. He scored a goal and he's jumping into the crowd.
Whoa! Okay, for our audio-only listeners, he scored the goal and he jumped the little fence that they have around their little soccer arena, and he jumps right into a hole. Like, he jumps the fence. So here's the other thing.
Whoops.
Soccer is a bonehead sport. It's a bonehead. It's not a sophisticated sport. This isn't like NFL where you've got a playbook and you're thinking it out. Like, you've got the West Coast offense, which took over for a while, and then you've got to figure out a way. Oh, well, zone defense. What are we going to do about this? It's a tactical game. It's a thinking man's game. Soccer's like, there's a net and a football, and you're just like chasing it around. Like, this is a 500-year sport where nothing is required except something round to kick. And that's why you get folks like this.
So I think it was like a staircase or something.
Well,
watch him drop again,
dude.
Oh,
and that's the thing is, it's not a thinking man's sport. That's he saw the hole. Like you cannot
do it.
You cannot
That's an
miss
interesting take.
a massive hole in the ground, and he decides to jump right into.
Well, JC
Did we get
Maranhão,
at least get injuries?
He's a 29-year-old Brazilian defender and captain for Coritiba.
He's the captain.
Is he a Mensa member? Not a Mensa member.
Yeah,
I'm
he
guessing.
fell into an access tunnel during a goal celebration. He later climbed out with a twisted ankle. Here's the funniest part. They did the video assist.
VAR.
Yeah, they did the video assist referee system and disallowed the goal that he celebrated.
I mean, I kind of have to agree with Smug.
Absolute bonehead.
You imagine?
Here's the thing.
He jumps into a flaming pit of vipers, gets all banged up, and they're like, no goal.
For nothing.
This is like, okay, so
It's kind of soccer in a nutshell.
Yeah.
For a lot of our like DMV natives who listen to our show, huge audience of that. Who was the Redskins? Was it Gus Farratt? Who like ran into the end zone and headbutted it?
Yeah, that was it.
And knocked himself out?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
He was out for a year. He had like a neck stinger in addition to a concussion for bashing his head against
Anyone
the
know
wall.
if he ever ended up winning a Super Bowl?
He did not. He did play
he
for the
make it away
Minnesota
to-
Vikings several
the
years
Vikings
later.
pick him up after?
Bro, everyone's played for the Vikings.
Yeah, because you shut up your mouth.
If you're smart enough to hit your head against the field goal and give yourself a concussion, the Vikings are like, that's our guy.
Give him to the
That's
Vikings.
our guy.
Give him to the Vikings. They'll try anything.
Incredible.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
It's not totally wrong. Not totally wrong. So this has been going around a lot on the social medias where I didn't know personally that QVC was still a thing, right? It was a grandparents thing, their generation. I think it largely bypassed much of like the boomers even, in that you just turned on the TV and people showed up and showed you merchandise and you just nervously freaking 1-800 ordered those things. I used to, as an aside, my buddy Hans and I would watch late night QVC where they would do live stuff, late night, like 1 a.m., get all banged up and then call in.
Dude, they would let you go live.
They let you go live.
They're like, do you want to buy this vase?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm super excited about this vase.
Dude, and if they didn't let you go live, what they would do is have somebody who was very eager to try to sell you the product. So you just start asking questions. And like, I remember one vividly, it was about a set of knives. We're like, what can that cut? You know, when you start with that.
Yeah. Can it cut a can?
Yeah. Like what kind of cut? Like, can I see
That's
a
like
demonstration?
table
I'm watching
stakes.
it right now.
It
Can we
better
get
go through a
out there?
can live on TV.
Yeah. Like I'm watching it. Can somebody get a can out there?
Yeah.
And like
I'm the kind of guy who sits around cutting cans. Yeah. It's 1 a.m. I'm surrounded by 40 beer cans and I'm trying to cut them up.
And they think they have you on the hook.
100%.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. But we would, as an additional component to it, is we give each other a character, right? Like you either have to be like the Italian mother, or like you'd have to be like a super gay guy, or you'd have to be like a Midwestern dad or something. And that's the character that you'd have to use throughout. And it got just totally off the hook because there was stuff that you'd call in and you'd give the character based on the opposite of what it is. So it'd be like some flower vase and you'd be like Midwestern dad.
Super into flower vases, though.
Like, what is that vase? What is that? What do we have there? I want that vase. That's a good looking. Is there flowers on the back of that vase? Turn it around.
Dude, that is
Can you get the lady to turn it around? I want to see it turned around.
Is that thing hand painted? Look at it.
Anyway, this is like fun you had in the mid 90s and late 90s. And it turns out it's still around. And it's had what I would characterize as a tough week. And it started with this clip 7.
Wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blowjob at your blowout at
Brother,
your
what?
salon. Oh my God. And it looks beautiful.
You gotta power through it. You gotta be a professional about that. That's the other thing, is you gotta be a pro. Like crazy shit's gonna happen when it's live. You gotta go right through it. You can't laugh. You can't acknowledge that shit.
Give her another play.
Wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blowjob at
Wait. Hold on. You got to play it long enough that you hear her whisper, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Play it one more time.
wave pattern. Again, it looks like you went and got a blowjob at your blowout at your salon. Oh my God.
She like knows her career's over.
Recognition. For the tens in the audience who are horrified. I mean, that's got to be the most exciting thing that's happened on QV since the 90s.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, people have to be all excited about that. Well, it turns out that's not the end of it. They also had an issue as another QVC presenter was demonstrating something on air. And like this is why we used to call into the thing, because it is live TV.
Right.
And they're just making it up as they go along trying to sell a product. Well, it turns out there was a tricycle in this particular thing that I don't think they did a lot of pre-testing on clickbait.
Here she goes.
Here she goes.
Chelsea's here, taking a spin. She literally had no training on this.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. She can't stop.
For our audio-only listeners, you saw a lady get on an electric tricycle thing and drive it straight into like garage doors.
I mean, I gotta tell you, if you don't find funny a tubby woman on a tricycle driving it directly into a fake garage, I've got nothing for you. That is hilarious.
I love adding insult to injury. Something siding fell off the fake garage onto her head as she hit it.
Watch it pick up. Oh, yeah, it's a good thing she had a helmet. Let's watch it one more time from the top, because watch it pick up speed about halfway through.
Here she goes.
There she goes.
Chelsea's here, taking a spin.
Oh, there we go.
Had no training on this.
There it goes, full velocity.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm going to say something very controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
This is why society needs men. Okay? Because as she gets on the bike, you hear the one lady say, she's had no training on this. And it's like, why are we saying that like that's bragging? No, she should have, before you went out and taped this damn thing, you should have had her get on the bike and show that she was proficient in it.
I mean,
Can I tell you why? And this is going to be controversial.
Oh, here we go.
Hopefully, people don't catch this. It's near the end of the show. It's because women hate each other.
She knew.
That's why.
She knew she was going to screw it up.
They're like, I want to see her dumbass get on this bike and I want to see her wreck.
There was a pre-show
Folks, she's
meeting.
never done this before.
No, there was a pre-show meeting where they're like, Chelsea, make Chelsea do it.
Dude, totally.
They
set her up for this. Women hate each other.
And
a lot of women hate each other. I'll say not all women. A lot of women hate each other, and they're like, let's get her dumbass on the bike. She'll drive into the wall. I don't care.
Like the announcer announces that she's never had any experience doing this. Like we're at the circus. And it's like, this is live television.
Yeah. Set her up. I
know?
want this time slot.
You're in a ring.
Let's get Chelsea on that bike. Maybe she breaks her neck.
Well, I can tell you the wardrobe team wasn't breaking their neck. Check out Chelsea's outfit on this situation. This is live TV.
Dude, they did not care for Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Your quote friend set you up.
Chelsea, I don't,
You don't have friends in the workplace.
I've turned totally around. I was ready to dog on Chelsea. I think she got set up.
Nope. You think so?
I think she deserved it. She's probably a problem.
We're going to put her in a... Well, somebody decided they were going to put her in puke green muumuus.
Yeah, and on a bike. And they said, now go. Look. It was the blonde. And look at her. She's like, this rules. Here she goes.
Yeah.
She was so excited. Here we go.
Oh, the blonde
Ride it.
The blonde had it in for her.
She was like, let's see her wreck.
Yeah,
she's had literally no training on that. Great. Like right before impact, the blonde's like, great.
It's unbelievable.
Women are mean to each other.
They're mean, dude. They are mean. All right. Let's do some comments from last episode. Would you like and subscribe to the Ruthless Variety program on YouTube, and throw some likes and throw some comments in there. We read them and get back to the very next episode. We usually start with the voice, but in his stead, we'll start with Michael Duncan. All
right. This first comment is from Martini Man. Martini Man writes, that rabbit was
this is in reference to
the Hungarian rabbit that jumped up and took that motorcycle guy out.
Unbelievable rabbit. Okay, yeah.
That rabbit was the grandson of the one in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah, the killer rabbit.
I mean, that thing was an interceptor. It was impressive. And he walked away.
I think that's right.
Incredible.
I think that's right. Good comment and nice eye for detail there for Martini Man. Comment 2.
Comment 2 is from Doc Brandy, and Doc writes, Samuel Moyne, the weirdo on that interview, reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. Can we get a graphic up?
Oh,
dude, that is actually crazy.
So this is the Yale professor who went on with Ross Douthat. and was saying basically that other children have the best interest of your child and not yourself as a parent in mind, and should vote in absentia for your children.
He was straight up saying that, like, parents shouldn't be decision makers for their kids, and trying to put a wedge between children and their parents. The most disturbing 30 seconds I've heard. I think he should be jailed.
Yeah. Well, and also, there are many things that the internet has done for society, but one thing it has done in particular is eliminate the late night adult movie theater, of which Pee Wee Herman became infamous.
Yes, he did.
There used to be a time and place here in America where they would show feature presentations of an adult nature that were public, and people just went to them.
Now, you know who I think what should be brought back is Chris Hansen. I think we bring Chris Hansen back, and you see less of these guys. Just a thought.
You know, they're actually coming out with the movie.
It's an A24, which is how you know. And it looks incredible.
You've changed your tune.
No, so
now you want to watch an A24. You always give me shit.
I always give you shit because A24 is like, I saw an A24 movie. It's like, I don't think you're any smarter. I don't care. People think A24 is a personality. They occasionally got a banger. Dude, this video or this movie with Chris Hansen is going to rule.
It's going to
be sick.
Dude, it looks so good.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll tune into that. Comment 3 from Vicky's Mom 06. The Swifter dusting robot looks like me dusting the morning after when I didn't take Z-Biotics.
Yeah. It was having a hard go of it.
Yeah. I remember on Friday, the thing was, it was a little unstable.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Unstable robot. In your house cleaning.
So our question of the day today, and when you like and subscribe or read absolutely all of them, get back to the very next episode, is what's the worst thing about Woke One? We illustrated a few of them, but I think there's an awful lot more to choose from. Get back to us with all of that, and we'll get back to you next episode with the best of the best on that. Fellas, with that, I think we did it.
I think so. Absolute banger of an episode. Gentlemen, thank you so much to our listeners. Remember, if you have not yet, go to the YouTube and hit that subscribe because it's more fun in video. So until next time, minions, keep the faith, hold the line, and own the libs. We'll see you on Thursday. Stay ruthless.